welcome back to All About That Disney Life. I am Danny B, the girl who is all about that Disney life. We're going to take a break from the rest of the rides from Magic Kingdom, and we are going to talk about Disney on Ice. So let's give a backstory to this amazing show. Disney on Ice is a touring ice show produced by Feld Entertainment under agreement with the Walt Disney Company. Aimed primarily at children, the shows feature Disney characters in performances that each derive their music and plot from elements collected from various Disney movies and properties. The stars of the show are credited as the Disney characters themselves. The productions began on July 14, 1981, under the name Walt Disney's World on Ice. Disney on Ice currently runs 8 to 11 productions and touring companies at any given time. The shows have played all over the world, including non-traditional skating regions like South America, the Middle East, and Asia, as well as more traditional markets such as North America, Australia, and Europe. So let's talk about the history to Disney on Ice. Soon after Mattel's Irvin and Kenneth Field Productions purchased Ice Follies and Holiday on Ice in 1979, the company approached Disney about doing a Disney-related show on ice. Feld Productions licensed the rights to Disney material for ice shows. In 1981, they began productions under the name Walt Disney's World on Ice. In March of 1982, Irvin and Kenneth Feld purchased back Feld Productions from Mattel, including Ice Follies / Walt Disney's World on Ice. In 1987, Walt Disney's World on Ice made its international debut in Japan with the show Happy Birthday Donald. In 1988, the company had 5 touring shows. The name was changed to Disney on Ice in 1998, and by 2008, a new show was launched every year. So let's talk about the shows themselves. The show is usually hosted by Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, assisted at times by Goofy and Donald Duck. More recently, the series stars Asha from Wish and more that launches almost every year. For example, Frozen and Encanto is narrated by Olaf and Mirabel. It also stars Olaf and Mirabel, along with Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff, as well as Alma, Bruno, Isabella, Luisa, Dolores, Peppa, and Felix, and features some of the original music from the movies written by Kristen Anderson Lopez, Robert Lopez, and Lin-Manuel Miranda, and performed by the original all-star voice cast, like Let It Go by Idina Menzel and We Don't Talk About Bruno by Carolina Gaitan, Mauro Costello, Adessa, and Diane Guerrero. So let's move on to the current Disney on Ice shows that are around. The first one is Mickey and Friends. This show debuted on September 4th, 2009 as Let's Celebrate, also known as Celebrations and Let's Party. The show was one big colossal party on ice. It began with Lumiere welcoming the audience to celebrate various holidays, such as a very merry on birthday with Alice, and a royal ball with the Disney princesses, a Halloween haunt with Jack Skellington and several of the Disney villains, and a winter wonderland with Mickey and Minnie. Starting on September 2nd, 2016, the show was renamed to Follow Your Heart, where Frozen, Brave, Finding Dory, and Inside Out characters were added. Throughout the show, Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, and Donald, and even the emotions discover their personalities, hence their names, through various Disney movie segments. Starting with the Japan tour in 2018, the show was retitled Mickey's Super Celebration. Moana was added to the show, and this version focuses on Mickey himself instead of Riley. On November 1st, 2019, the show was retitled Celebrate Memories. The show was later retitled to Mickey and Friends. Starting with the May 2023 Brazil production, an Encanto segment was added to the show and made to commemorate 100 years of the Walt Disney Company. So the stories that are represented in this show are Finding Dory, Frozen, Beauty and the Beast, Brave, Fantasia, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, The Princess and the Frog, Tangled, The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Cinderella, the Toy Story series, Moana, and Encanto. Previous stories that were part of the show were Pinocchio, The Jungle Book, Alice in Wonderland, Peter Pan, Lilo and Stitch, 101 Dalmatians, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and Inside Out. Our next show is Into the Magic, which came out in 2011. Previously known as Live Your Dreams and Dare to Dream. Celebrate what's possible as the adventures of 5 daring Disney heroines spark the courage inside us all at Disney on Ice presents Live Your Dream. In her Disney on Ice debut, see how far Moana will go when she embarks on an action-packed voyage with mighty demigod Maui and a quest to save her island, become a wayfinder, and find her own identity. Anna's devotion to her estranged sister Elsa sets her on a perilous journey to mend their bond and stop an eternal winter. Rapunzel breaks out of her tower and teams up with an unlikely companion, Flynn Rider, as she goes to great lengths to realize her dream. Armed with only courage, Belle befriends the enchanted castle staff and learns to look beyond the Beast's rough exterior. With help from her friends and a little magic, Cinderella is determined to make the wish in her heart come true. Hosted by Mickey, Minnie, and introduced for the show Carmen, discover why no dream is too big when we find the strength to shape our own destiny at Disney on Ice presents Into the Magic. Stories represented in this show are Beauty and the Beast, Cinderella, Tangled, Frozen, Moana, and Coco. Previous stories that were part of the show were Winnie the Pooh, The Little Mermaid, the Toy Story series, The Princess and the Frog, and Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Our next show is Find Your Hero. Previously known as Rockin' Ever After, Magical Ice Festival, and Reach for the Stars, this show debuted in 2012. It has a twist on fairy tale fun. Favorite Disney characters compete to be the next superstar in comical segments leading up to the tales of show-stopping princesses. Ariel, Rapunzel, Belle, and Merida from Disney's Pixar's Brave in her Ice debut. Frozen has since replaced Brave. A Moana segment has been added in 2019, as well as an Encanto segment in August of 2023. Stories featured in this show are Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, Tangled, Frozen, Moana, and Encanto. Previous stories that were a part of the show were Brave, Pinocchio, and Cinderella. Our next show is Frozen and Encanto. As the title suggests, this show, debuting in 2014, retells the story of Anna and Elsa in their Oscar-winning animated feature film. The Philadelphia Inquirer, in a review, called it probably Disney on Ice's best yet. The cast encouraged audience participation, which only added to the charm. The original production ran until 2020 and returned in 2022 with an updated storyline, setting Frozen as the first act and Encanto as the second act. Both productions were the debut of the title movies. Stories represented in this ice show are Frozen, Encanto, The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Coco, and Moana. Previous stories that were part of this show were Cinderella, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Finding Nemo, the Toy Story franchise, The Lion King, and Tangled. Our next ice show is Mickey's Search Party, which came out in 2018. Join Mickey Mouse and his gang in searching for clues using Captain Hook's treasure map through realms involving various stories such as Frozen, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, the Toy Story series, and Moana and Coco. Stories represented in this show are Frozen, the Toy Story series, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, Moana, Coco, Tangled, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and Peter Pan. Stories that used to be part of this show were Winnie the Pooh. Next up, we have Road Trip Adventures, which came out in 2019. There's no info or backstory to this ice show, so the stories that are represented in this show are The Incredibles 2, The Lion King, Frozen, Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, The Princess and the Frog, Tangled, The Little Mermaid, Cinderella, Brave, Aladdin, Toy Story 4, Moana, Mary Poppins Returns, and Alice in Wonderland. Our next show is Magic in the Stars. This show debuted in September of 2023, coinciding with the 100th anniversary of Disney. This show marks the return of Cars, plus the debut of Raya and the Last Dragon, and Wish. Stories represented in this show are Cars, Raya and the Last Dragon, Encanto, Pinocchio, Peter Pan, Frozen 2, the Toy Story series, Princess and the Frog, Aladdin, Moana, Tangled, Cinderella, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Beauty and the Beast, and Wish. And finally, we have Let's Dance. This new show is themed to music with Mickey and the gang serving as the DJ, and it premiered in August of 2024. Stories represented in this show are Wish, Frozen 2, Moana, The Lion King, The Little Mermaid, and Lilo and Stitch. Now, while doing research for the Disney on Ice shows, I came across another show that's to be added this year in 2025, but it doesn't give any details or who's in it or what stories are being represented. But it's apparently going to be a specific Lion King show that's set to premiere sometime in 2025. So if anybody has any details, let me know because I just want to know. As the facts have said, Disney on Ice has been around since 1981, and there have been many shows that have come and gone over the years. So I'm going to name off the former Disney on Ice shows that are no longer in production. So we had World on Ice, Great Ice Odyssey, Magic Kingdom on Ice, Happy Birthday Donald, Sports Goofy, Snow White on Ice, Walt Disney's World on Ice, Pinocchio, Mickey's Diamond Jubilee, Peter Pan, Walt Disney's World on Ice, Mickey's Magical Tales, also known as 10th Anniversary, All Together Live, and Disney Adventures. Walt Disney's World on Ice double feature live, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, World on Ice 3D, Forever Love featuring Pocahontas, Disney on Ice, Disney Pixar's Toy Story, Disney on Ice, Happily Ever After featuring Hercules, In Search of 101 Dalmatians, also known as Disney Classics, The Little Mermaid, 75 Years of Disney Magic, Jungle Adventures, 100 Years of Disney Magical Moments, also known as Walt Disney's 100 Years of Magic, Disney on Ice, Disney Pixar's Toy Story 2, Princess Classics, Monsters, Inc., Mickey and Minnie's Magical Journey, Finding Nemo, The Incredibles in a Magic Kingdom Adventure, also known as Disneyland Adventure, The Magical World of Disney on Ice, also known as 100 Years of Magic, Princess Wishes, Mickey and Minnie's Amazing Journey, Disney's High School Musical, The Ice Tour, 100 Years of Magic / All-Star Parade, the version with Stitch, Mickey and Minnie's Magical Journey, the version without 101 Dalmatians and including The Lion King, Worlds of Fantasy, Let's Celebrate, Disney on Ice, Disneyland Adventure, the renewed version, Disney Pixar's Toy Story 3, Dare to Dream, Treasure Trove, Rockin' Ever After, Princesses and Heroes, Worlds of Fantasy, the version with Toy Story 3, Passport to Adventure, Dare to Dream, the version with Snow White, Frozen, Magical Ice Festival, also known as Reach for the Stars, Worlds of Enchantment, 100 Years of Magic, Disney on Ice, Passport to Adventure, also known as Silver Anniversary Celebration, Follow Your Heart, The Wonderful World of Disney on Ice, Everyone's Story, also known as 100 Years of Magic, Dare to Dream, version with Beauty and the Beast, Moana, and Frozen, Reach for the Stars, Live Your Dreams, 100 Years of Magic, the version with Toy Story 4, Let's Celebrate, and Dream Big. So my experience with Disney on Ice, of course, I have seen Disney on Ice since I was a kid. I really don't remember the moments or the shows from when I was a child, and this was the mid-90s. I do know, because my sister has told me, we went to see Snow White on Ice. So I think we did see that show. And then when I was a teenager, my family, basically my mom, my sister, and I, we started going back to see the Disney on Ice shows. And the reason why I'm talking about Disney on Ice, my husband surprised me over the Christmas break. We are going to go see Disney on Ice this weekend, and I'm very, very excited. I don't know the name of the show. I kind of forgot. So I just can't wait, because the last time I saw Disney on Ice was back in 2022, so it's been a few years at least, but I just can't wait. And I love everything about Disney on Ice. I mean, if you can't get to the Disney parks, you at least have Disney on Ice to experience all the characters and the amazing stories, not to mention the amazing skaters who bring these characters to life on ice, which is just absolutely amazing. And the fact that Disney on Ice has been around since 1981, it's almost been 45 years that Disney on Ice has been a part of our lives. There you have it, all the facts to Disney on Ice. If you like this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you have a zippity-doo-dah day. Goodbye.